Hey guys, Mosa here, and today I'm bringing you my Week 14 Sunday Night Football predictions between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Now, kicking it off with the injury report of the Kansas City Chiefs, we have wide receiver Mecole Hardman, who is questionable with a knee injury. Then moving on to tight end Noah Gray with a shoulder injury, defensive end Charles Menwinu, and he has a knee injury along with tackle Jawan Taylor. Now, obviously, the only player who is questionable is Mecole Hardman, and I in fact believe that he will not play in this game. I think he will miss it. It's not really that big of a deal when it comes to the injury report of the Chiefs. They've really not had really that bad of injuries. And even if so, really, who cares at this point? The Chiefs are going to probably win anyways. Now, on to the offense of the Kansas City Chiefs, starting with quarterback Patrick Mahomes, running back Isaiah Pacheco, wide receivers DeAndre Hopkins, Xavier Worthy, and Juju Smith-Schuster. Tight end, we got Travis Kelce, left tackle DJ Humphries, left guard Joe Thuney, center Creed Humphrey, right guard Trey Smith, and right tackle Jawan Taylor. Now, when it comes down to this offensive line, I'm only really worried about Jawan Taylor. Other than that, that offensive line is pretty good. Travis Kelce, not been performing as well as he should. He's been on a downturn. All tight ends have been this year on a downturn. But you never know, could explode in this game. Juju Smith-Schuster, not really that big of a factor. But Xavier Worthy and DeAndre Hopkins, specifically Xavier Worthy, these guys are players to watch out for in the receiving game, while Isaiah Pacheco in that backfield, that guy is gonna be insane in that backfield. And also, you got the other backup running backs who could come in, so that's another plus for the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm expecting a very good offense from the Chiefs. Now, on to the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs, starting with defensive ends George Karlaftis and Mike Dana. Defensive tackles Derek Nottie and Chris Jones, weak side linebacker Drew Tranquill, inside linebacker Nick Bolton, and strong side linebacker Leo Chenal. Cornerback, we got Trent McDuffie and Najee Johnson, with Shamari Connor as the nickelback. At free safety, we got Brian Cook, and at strong safety, we got Justin Reed. Now, this defense is going to be an alright defense. George Karlaftis and Mike Dana, pretty good. Derek Nottie and Chris Jones are pretty good as well. Now, when it comes to this linebacking core, Drew Tranquill, they're 50-50. Same goes for Leo Chenal. I kind of like Nick Bolton. He's been doing pretty decently. So, I'm expecting a good D-line and a sort of good linebacking core. Trent McDuffie, real good corner to have. So, I'm expecting him on the number one receiver of the Chargers. Then you also got, on the other side, Najee Johnson and Shamari Connor in the nickelback. This is going to be an impressive corner and nickel positions. These are guys are going to just outperform everyone. Well, I say everyone, but in the end, is it going to be? I think Trent McDuffie is the biggest option for that. But then we move on to the safeties, Cook and Reed. Honestly, Cook is going to be explosive back in the deep passes. It's going to be big problem for Justin Herbert to get those deep bombs to his receivers if Cook is right there. Most likely Justin Reed would also be used as a blitzing safety, so maybe we'll be seeing a lot of blitzing coming from him, or maybe a little bit of it. Now, on to the Los Angeles Chargers injury report, starting with linebacker Denzel Perryman, who is out with a groin injury, linebacker Junior Colson with an ankle injury, safety Tony Jefferson with a hamstring injury, and wide receiver Ladd McConkey with a knee and shoulder injury, all three questionable for the game. Then moving on to linebacker Bud Dupree with a heel injury, cornerback Cam Hart with an ankle injury, linebacker Daijun Henley with a knee injury, and corner Elijah Molden with a back injury. Now, all of those from Dupree to Molden will play. When it comes to the questionable players, only Tony Jefferson will not play, not only because he's not the starter, but I in fact believe that he will indeed be out for this game with his hamstring injury. I think that, yes, there's no way I see him playing in this game. The defense is going to suffer. Obviously, Ladd McConkey being sort of potentially out for this game is going to be a big factor for the Chargers as well when it comes to the receiving core. But still, I still think that the defense is really going to suffer more than the offense. Now, moving on to the Chargers offense, we got Justin Herbert at quarterback, running back Gus Edwards, fullback Scott Matlock, wide receivers Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnston, and Joshua Palmer. But if McConkey cannot go, then Jalen Reagor will take over. Then moving on to tight end Will Dissly, left tackle Rashawn Slater, left guard Zion Johnson, center Bradley Bozeman, right guard Trey Pipkins III, and Joe Alt at right tackle. Now, when it comes to this team, specifically the offensive line, not really that much of a worry on the outsides, both with Alt and Slater. Mostly internal offensive linemen is what I'm looking at that worries me about this game. Otherwise, pretty good. Will Dissly is a very good tight end to have, so I'm expecting a little bit from him. Joshua Palmer, Quentin Johnston, and Ladd McConkey, pretty alright receivers. Specifically, the best being Ladd McConkey. Jalen Reagor coming in. I'm pretty worried about that if McConkey cannot go. Then we get, obviously, Scott Matlock, a linebacker who will be playing at fullback as well. And Gus Edwards, obviously, J.K. Dobbins in the backfield as well. If Dobbins can play, I don't know if he's still injured. But in the end, it all really comes down to, how the run game will perform for the LA Chargers, because I don't feel a pass game is going to really work against the Kansas City Chiefs. And if these guys want to win, they got to win in the run game. Now, moving on to the defense of the Los Angeles Chargers, starting with defensive ends Morgan Fox and Poona Ford, nose tackle Otito Ogbonia, with weak side linebacker Tuli Pulotu, and inside linebackers Dijin Henley and Troy Dye. Dye coming in for the injured Denzel Perryman, and then strong side linebacker Khalil Mack, cornerback Cam Hart with Christian Fulton, free safety Elijah Molden, and strong safety Derwin James Jr. Now, when it comes down to this defense, Poona Ford and Morgan Fox, pretty good defensive ends. Not really that sure about the nose tackle. Tuli and Khalil Mack, specifically Khalil Mack. We might see some Joey Bosa in this game as well. But Mack is definitely one of the top players when it comes to blitzing off the edge. So that's going to be probably a daily occurrence for the Chargers tonight. Then we move on, obviously, to the corners. Cam Hart and Christian Fulton. It's pretty alright, but they're going up against D-Hop and they're going up against Xavier Worthy. Yeah, you're going to have problems there. And obviously, Elijah Molden's also going to have some problems in the deep. But Derwin James is still back there. So it's not really that big of a deep dive to basically no defense for the LA Chargers. They still got a good safety, but they only got one real good defensive back against this Kansas City Chiefs receiving core. So I'm honestly thinking that the Chargers are really going to suffer when it comes down to the receiving game, while I think the run game, the Chiefs' run game, can easily be stopped by the LA Chargers. Now, in conclusion, I have this game going in favor of Kansas City 24-23. Honestly, it's going to be a very close game. Honestly, I would rather see the Chiefs lose this game. But yeah, they're not going to lose. They're not going to lose this game. Maybe they'll lose a few games in the future, but not today. Tonight, the Chiefs will come out on top. And honestly, the fans of every other team are going to be like, when are these guys going to get another L after Buffalo took the biggest win over the Kansas City Chiefs? And that's probably maybe against Pittsburgh. Now, that was it for this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Tweet me any video ideas. Also, tell me down in the comments below, who do you think's gonna win and who do you think's gonna lose? Tell me down in the comments below. Now, like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and hit the notification if you want more videos. And I'll see you guys next time.